A lot of you know that it's super, super hot in Fresno. I don't know if you guys know this or not, but just like Sam Foster and Mr. Thomas said, I mean, when you go outside, you see the devil running with a bucket of ice, okay? And it was like 115 this whole weekend, okay? Women, makeup and 115 degree weather does not mix, all right? So what do people do? They all blast their AC. What do they blast their AC at? Tell me in the chat. What do you guys blast your AC at? So let's say I have mine on 78, okay? Because I'm trying to like save energy, be nice to the environment, okay? But what happens as soon as you open the door and all the hot air comes inside? What does your thermostat do? It kicks back on and it takes you back down to 78, right? Because that's what it's supposed to do. It's the regulator of the temperature, okay? No Jabri, okay? Outside temperature, 115, guys. Stay with me, 115, okay? So it kicks on and it takes it back down. So just like that, every single one of us has an internal thermostat. Now, everybody has a different level or a different degree that they have for each place in your life. So for your faith, you have a different setting on your thermostat. For your relationships, for your marriage, for your self-care, for your self-love, all of those things. For your business, you have a different number or a different degree that your thermostat is set at. So now let me give you an example for business, okay? Since we're all entrepreneurs, let me give you a business analogy, okay? Let's say that your internal thermostat is set at 75, okay? Now, 75 is the highest level of success that you've had so far. That's what 75 is. So now anytime you start to do a little bit more, or you start to make a little bit more, or you start to learn a little bit more, or you start to talk to a little bit more people, you start to make more phone calls, you just start to do more. What does your internal thermostat do? It brings you back down to where you're comfortable. So if you're taking notes, just really quickly write down from 0 being nothing at all, no work, no ambition, nothing, 100 being you're giving it 100%. And when I mean 100%, 100%, okay? You wouldn't want a surgeon that gave you 60%. You want a surgeon that gave you 100%. So just on your notes really quick, write down what number you're at. Where is your internal thermostat in your business, okay? Now, something that I think I heard this a couple months back. Somebody said you don't get in life what you want. You get in life what your standards are. I'm going to say that one more time because I saw Caroline's face and she came up to the camera. Okay, you don't get in life what you want. You get in life what your standards are. Think about that for a second. People want all of these things. You want the house, you want the car, you want the hot wife, you want like the hot husband, whatever. You want all of these things. You want the money and all of this stuff. But why don't some people get them? Why do some people stay in toxic relationships that they know they don't belong in? Why do some people still want that person that treats them like crap? Why do some people value some people so much when that person doesn't even give them the time of day? Because those are their standards. You don't know any different because that's where your internal thermostat is set. We've all heard since kindergarten, right? Treat people how you want to be treated. People treat you how you treat you. And that's because that's your standard. Think about some people right now. You let them treat you a certain way. Some people might even come yell at you to your face. Some people might call you names, do all of that stuff. And yet you're still letting it happen. Because that's your standard. That's your thermostat. So what I want to do today is talk about how to raise your standards. Because we all hear you need to raise your standards, but how many of us really know, okay, well, how do I do it though? Because we know that this right here is super, super powerful, but if we don't know how to use it, what's the point, right? So again, what's your thermostat set at? Okay, for all of the different areas in your life, you can just rate it 0 to 100, you can rate them, okay? Now, how do we raise those standards? So number one, your association. So if you're taking notes, write that down. Your association. You raise your standards by raising your association. Who's in your circle? We've heard if you hang out with 5 broke people, who's going to be the 6th one? Not your neighbor, right? It's going to be you. If you hang out with 5 wealthy people, who's going to be the 6th one? You, not your neighbor, right, Bill? It's going to be you. So who are you hanging around with? When you're winning, this is very important. And some people are going to totally understand this and it's going to hit you. Some people, it might just go over your head. When you're winning, do the people in your circle cheer you on and help you get to the next level? Or like in the Dream Giver, do they try to bring you back down to their standard of you? When you're winning, does that circle clap for you and cheer you on? Or are they bringing you back down to that thermostat setting or their image of you that they have in their head? There's been movies, there's countless stories. Think about it. There's some people, especially the Dream Giver is such a perfect example of this. When you're trying to go to a higher level, the people that you started out with, they all don't want to see you get there because then you're that constant reminder of what they could have been, of what they're missing. So by them not having to go through feeling that way, what do? They bring you back down. They're like, hello, wake up. You can't do that. You can't make 6 figures. You can't make 7 figures. You ain't going to be rich. That thing ain't going to work. You can't do it. What makes you think you're so special? What makes you think you're so special? I don't know if you guys remember, whoever was here when I did the call last, I was talking to this couple and, they were asking us about our house and stuff like that. And we started describing it, blah, blah, blah. And they said, well, why do you want such a big house? And I looked at them and I said, why not? Why not? That's my standard for myself. I've been raising my standards. Just because their standard of their life or what you should look like isn't what you want it to be for yourself, don't let anybody else's opinion of you or their idea of what you should be like let you get there. That's not who you are. That's not who you're destined to be. If someone says what makes you think you're so special, it's because I am. Every single one of you is special. Just think about there's billions of people on this earth and there's not one person. Like, I don't even know how, just think about it. There's billions of people in the world and not one person has your fingerprint. Not one person is identical to you. Not even twins are totally identical. Okay, they have a mole or something that distinguishes them. Not one other person has exactly your life's journey. And you're telling me you're not special. So remember who's in your circle, okay? Number 2, what do you listen to? What do you listen to on a daily basis? If you ask my husband, from the moment I wake up, before he hears my voice, he will hear Jim Rohn or Tony Robbins or Eric Thomas or somebody like that, okay? He doesn't even hear my voice first thing because I start playing something as soon as I wake up. The first 20 minutes that you wake up, first 20 minutes after are so important. That's when you're the most impressionable. The first 20 minutes sets the pace for the rest of your day. So if in the first 20 minutes you play something positive or you listen to something positive, podcast, whatever, it can be a song if you want it to be a song, as long as it's a positive one, right? But it sets the tone for the rest of your day. So by controlling the first 20 minutes of my day, I can have a really bomb day or I can have a really crappy day. But the choice is up to you. What are you listening to? Just like I said, 5 people that you hang around with, who's going to be the 6th if they're broke? You will. But on the other hand, if they're rich and wealthy and you hang out with 5 of them, who's going to be the 6th one? You. Who do you listen to? Are you listening to the negative people that tell you that you can't do it, I don't know why you're doing it, you shouldn't do it? Or are you listening to people like Mr. Thomas, like Julian, like Mr. Williams, like Mrs. Driscoll, like Mr. Dean Torelli, like Mr. Byron Nelson? Are you listening to people like that are actually breathing life into you versus taking the life out of you? And you know exactly what I'm talking about because you talk to some people and just listening to them makes you tired. Like, those are the people that you look at your phone and you just watch it ring. You just watch it ring and you're like, I'm just gonna wait. You guys know what I'm talking about. Okay, don't act like you haven't done it. Okay, everybody's done it. So what are you listening to? What does Jim Rohn say? Stand guard at the gate of your mind. Just be very, very careful what you listen to and who you listen to. What's up? It's your girl Tasha Q. Thanks so much for watching that video. I hope you enjoyed it. Make sure you like, subscribe, follow, do all the things that there is to do, and share this video with someone that you think needs to hear the message. And remember, for daily inspiration, make sure you're following It's Tasha Q on Instagram. We'll see you in the next video.